trapezoid. And an isosceles trapezoid is saying that, and you can see the tick marks, that this side is equivalent to this side, okay? But some of them are going to run into each other, so that's why it's not a parallelogram. You can clearly see that if you were going to extend this line, these mean that the lines are equal, okay? But if you were going to extend them, you can see that they're eventually going to run in together, okay? And so that's, but it makes an isosceles trapezoid because two sides are the same. And if we look at an isosceles triangle, that means a triangle where two sides are the same and one side is different, okay? So, the properties, and Sandy, I will explain this to you in a minute because this is a very, I don't want to say visual, but visual thing, okay? It's easier if... So some of these have properties to where you can clearly see what they are. So, if this one, and I'm looking at number 2 right now, but we have number 2, and you can clearly see that that angle is about that big, right? This one looks about like the same angle, and it is, okay? This one is also 75. It's an isosceles trapezoid, okay? And so you're always gonna have two angles that are the same and two angles that are the same. But you cannot say like, oh, well, the same sides add up to 180 or the opposite sides add up to 180 because you really have to just look at it and be able to tell, okay? And so that makes it a little more difficult, not much, okay? And so if you look at number 1, which other side do you think is 80?
D.
Yeah, D looks like 80, okay? And it is 80, okay? But we need to figure out the other one. And so, other than them being the same, these ones would add up to 180. So you're always gonna have two of the same ones and two of the same ones. And then if you took one of each, they're gonna add up to 180, okay? And so we can say 180 minus, or no.
80.
Yeah, okay, so you can do it two ways. You can say x plus 80 equals 180, or you can just do it the shorter way and say 180 minus 80, and that's going to be 100, okay? This is going to be 100.
So 100's our answer?
100 is your answer because that's where it goes on the question mark, okay? And you can see that this one looks about the same, okay? So both of the top ones are 100, and the two bottom ones are 80. And so this is kind of a look and see type of thing, okay? So if you look at 3, which one looks like the 101?
S.
S is the 101 one, okay? So how do we find U?
101 minus 180, or x plus 101 equals 180.
Yeah, so the shorthand way would say 180 minus 101. That'll give us that other angle. And what do you get for that?
79.
79. Okay, so it's fair to say that this one is 79. Okay, look at 5. Which other one looks like 84? N. Okay. N, and what then is M? So you're going to say 180 minus 84, and what do you get?
96.
96. Okay, and so this one is 96. So far, what are you noticing about the pattern? Okay, look at all 3 problems, because there is a foolproof way to tell what's going on with these, okay? And I don't want to say, well, opposite sides are equal or same sides are equal, but there is a foolproof way that's going to work for you every time of what's going on, because some of these you really are not going to be able to tell which one the other one is 84, okay? So 7, which other one looks like 116?
S.
F. Okay, F is 116. The one is 116 and the other one on the top is 116. Okay, 9. Which other one is 86?
E.
E. Okay, so if this is 86, how do we figure out the other one?
180
Minus 86. You guessing?
94.
94.
94. I don't know. 94. Okay, look at 11. Which other one is 60?
Y.
Y is 60, and we can figure out W. So we can say 180 minus 60,
What equals 120?
120. Okay, 12 or 13. Okay, which other one is 105?
S.
S is 105. Okay, so how do we set this up? So I have 105 and then I got 105 and I got 13 plus X, or no, 13X plus 10.
Is it 105 plus 13x plus 10 equals 180?
Perfect. Okay,
What the heck?
so we can take this one plus this one and they're gonna add up to 180. Okay, because you're always gonna have two angles that are the same. Okay, and then you're gonna have two that are gonna add up to 180. And so it's just a matter of figuring out what goes to what. Okay, and so as soon as you identify the match of the other one, it makes it really easy to set up what's going on here. Okay, so we can combine 105 and 10 to give me 115 plus 13x equals 180. Okay, and then I can subtract 115 from both sides. Okay, and so I got 13x equals 180 minus 115.
65.
Huh?
65.
65?
65.
And then what's my last step always? Divide. So you got x equals something.
5.
5. And does it say find x or does it say find an angle? Solve for x. Perfect. Can I scroll? Okay, look at 15. What? We know one of them is 120. What's the other one that's 120?
T.
T. Okay, and then how do we set this up? 120 plus 5x plus 10. Okay, we're putting both of these together, and they add up to equal what?
180.
180. Okay, and so we can combine this 10 and this 20 to give us 130 plus 5x equals 180. Okay, and we always move our letters to the left and the numbers to the right. So we got to subtract this 130 from both sides. We got 5x equals 50.
Then what do we have to divide?
Yep, and then we're going to divide both sides by 5.
X equals 10.
Yep. X equals 10. Okay, look at 17. I know one is 95. Which other one is 95?
Oh, sorry. X.
Yeah, the other X. Okay, and so how would we set this up? Okay, look at the one before it. Okay, so this one was 120, then what is this one? 120, which means that they're the same and or they're equal, is how we would say it in mathematics. Okay, so when we're looking at 17, we know that this one is 95, so what should this one be technically? 95. They're equal to each other, okay? And so you can set them equal to each other. So 7x plus 25 equals 95. Okay, and then what do we do? Subtract 25 from both sides. We say 7x equals 95 minus 25 is 70. Okay, and then what's my next step? Divide. So 70 divided by 7 is 10.